In this installment, the myriad threads of fate finally intertwine, setting the stage for a climactic confrontation where alliances, ancient legacies, and the very destiny of the realm collide. Every heartbeat, every whispered legend, and every battle fought converges toward a singular moment that will reshape the future of the shattered realms. In the twilight between what was and what could be, the realms that had long suffered division and despair found themselves approaching an unprecedented moment of unity. A convergence where destiny, forged by struggle and hope, was about to reveal its final design. For years, the journey toward reclamation had been marked by persistent challenges and quiet triumphs. Now, as dark clouds gathered on the horizon, signaling the return of the dusk-bound and the stirring of ancient forces, the world braced itself. Every corner of the realm, from the echoing corridors of long-forgotten temples to the bustling, reborn marketplaces of restored communities, felt the palpable tension of an impending climax. It was as if the very air trembled with the anticipation of a destiny long prophesied, a destiny that would finally bridge the gap between despair and hope. At the heart of this mounting tempest, leaders and warriors from every corner of the shattered realms began to converge. Guided by the luminous pulse of the heart of unity, a relic that had become the emblem of all they had reclaimed, a grand summit was called. In a vast, open clearing surrounded by ancient stone monuments and vibrant new growth, representatives of every faction gathered. Elders bearing the wisdom of the past, battle-hardened guardians whose scars spoke of perseverance, mystics whose insight transcended mortal understanding, and even those once estranged by old conflicts, now united by a common cause. Here, under the gathering sky, alliances were reaffirmed and the bonds of shared destiny were strengthened. Old grievances were set aside, replaced by a collective determination to confront the emerging darkness. Each voice contributed to a resonant chorus, a declaration that the future would be shaped not by the remnants of sorrow, but by the strength of unity and the unwavering resolve to forge a new path. Amid the assembly, an ancient seer, one whose eyes seemed to reflect both the weight of history and the glimmer of what was to come, stepped forward. With a voice that resonated like the toll of a long-distant bell, the seer recited a prophecy that had been etched in the annals of time. The words, heavy with portent and promise, foretold a day when the echoes of the past, the struggles of the present, and the dreams of the future would converge in a single, transformative moment. The prophecy spoke of a convergence of destiny, a celestial alignment in which the barriers between realms would thin, allowing the forces of light and dark to clash in a battle that would decide the fate of all. It warned that this confrontation, though fraught with peril, carried the potential to either shatter the remnants of hope forever or to ignite a renaissance of unity and renewal that would span generations. As the prophecy echoed through the gathered assembly, it became clear that the convergence was not a simple battle between good and evil, but a complex interplay of light and shadow. The dusk-bound, driven by a desire to plunge the world into eternal night, were not merely adversaries. They were the embodiment of past betrayals, grief, and unresolved wounds. Conversely, the united forces of the realm were not simply champions of light. They were a tapestry woven from hardship, sacrifice, and the courage to rise above despair. In this intricate dance of fate, every participant played a critical role. The journey had taught them that true victory lay not in the eradication of darkness, but in embracing the balance between opposing forces. A balance that allowed for healing, growth, and the possibility of a future defined by empathy and resilience. When the day of convergence finally dawned, the world seemed to hold its breath. In the valley beneath a sky ablaze with the hues of both dawn and dusk, the united forces and the dusk-bound met at the threshold of destiny. The battleground was a breathtaking landscape, a place where the vestiges of ancient ruins met the burgeoning hope of revitalized nature, and where the very elements themselves seemed to sway in anticipation of the unfolding drama. The clash that ensued was both epic and intimate. Swords gleamed with the fury of righteous passion, spells arced through the air in dazzling displays of raw power, and the roars of determined hearts resonated above the clamor of conflict. In the midst of this tumult, our heroine, now transformed by every trial and every loss, stood as the living embodiment of unity. With the heart of unity blazing in her grasp, she led her allies forward, a beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness. In the climax of the battle, as forces collided with earth-shaking intensity and the very fabric of reality seemed to ripple with the force of their resolve, a singular moment of transformation emerged. It was as if time itself slowed, allowing every soul present to glimpse the deeper truth behind the conflict. In that transcendent pause, the scars of the past, the struggles of the present, and the dreams of the future converged into one luminous instant. Our heroine, with eyes alight with both sorrow and hope, channeled the collective strength of her allies. With a resounding cry that reverberated across the battlefield, she unleashed the full power of the heart of unity. A radiant wave of energy surged forth, washing over friend and foe alike, dissolving the shadows that had long threatened to consume them. In that blinding brilliance, the barriers between past and future, light and dark, began to dissolve, revealing a new path forged by shared destiny. As the echoes of battle subsided, the battlefield lay transformed, a silent testament to the indomitable spirit of those who had fought to reclaim their world. The dusk bound, their dark ambitions overwhelmed by the surge of unity, retreated into the fading recesses of memory. In their wake, a new dawn emerged, a horizon painted with the promise of healing and rebirth. The Grand Assembly, though battered by the ordeal, stood united. They understood that the convergence of destiny was not an end, but a beginning, a foundation upon which a new era would be built. The prophecy had been fulfilled not by the obliteration of darkness, but by the acceptance of it as an integral part of the human experience, balanced by the light of hope and the enduring strength of unity. In the days that followed, the people of the Shattered Realms set about the task of rebuilding, not merely the physical remnants of their once great civilization, but the very fabric of their shared identity. The lessons of the convergence were etched into every heart, a reminder that while the journey might be fraught with challenges, the collective power of unity was a force beyond measure. Our heroine, now revered as both a guardian of the past and a herald of the future, continued her journey with renewed purpose. The heart of unity remained by her side, a constant symbol of the promise that every end could spark a new beginning. And as the sun climbed higher, casting its warm light over a land reborn, the echoes of destiny whispered a timeless truth: that in the convergence of every struggle and every hope lies the power to redefine what it means to be truly alive. Part 6 brings all threads of the epic saga together, setting the stage for the ultimate confrontation where the balance of light and darkness, past and future, is decided. The united forces, the prophecies of old, and the indomitable spirit of our heroine converge in a moment that reshapes the destiny of the Shattered Realms. I hope you enjoyed this episode. In Part 7, we'll dive into where the aftermath of this monumental battle gives way to the delicate, hopeful process of healing and rebuilding a unified future.